Okay, good morning friends. In the earlier in my earlier video, I had talked about electrochemical cells. How do we represent them? I had also told you something about electrochemical series. A series in which we arrange different electrode potentials in the increasing order of their reduction potentials. That is, from negative, they gradually come to positive, is said to be an electrochemical series. Electrochemical series is very, very important for us. There are various applications of electrochemical series. First important application of electrochemical series is that it helps us to find out the relative oxidizing and reducing abilities of any metal ions. For example, as we are moving down the series, the tendency to get reduced is gradually decreasing. Sorry, tendency to get reduced is gradually increasing. That means the substance which is present on the top, that is lithium ion, will be the weakest, strongest reducing agent but weakest oxidizing agent. Similarly, element fluorine, which is present at the bottom of the period of your electrochemical series, has will be the strongest oxidizing agent. So as we are moving down, the tendency to get oxidized, reducing ability is gradually increasing. The tendency to get oxidized is gradually increasing. That means oxidizing ability is increasing as we are moving down, or we can say that reducing ability is decreasing. So lithium ion, which is present at the top, is the strongest reducing agent but weakest oxidizing agent. Similarly, fluorine, which is present at the bottom, is the strongest oxidizing agent but weakest reducing agent. This was the first important application of any electrochemical series. The next important and the second most important application of electrochemical series is it helps us to find out the relative strength of any metal. More the oxidation potential, more easily is the substance oxidized, and since it is more easily oxidized, it is more reactive. So it helps us to find out the reactivity of different metals and arrange these metals in the increasing order of their reactivity, or we can talk about their metal reactivity series. This was the second most important application of electrochemical series. The third most important application which I can talk is that they help us to find out the electrode potentials. Suppose I tell you to find out the electrode potential of a particular cell. What do we need? We need the electrode potential of the cathode, we need the electrode potential of the anode. From where do we get those electrode potentials? We get these electrode potentials from the electrochemical series. And how have we got those electrode potentials? By we have connected each and every metal rod kept in the solution of their own ions by connecting them with a standard hydrogen electrode and finding down the electrode potentials of different metals. After that, we have arranged these electrode potentials in their increasing order. From negative, gradually if you see the electrochemical series, from negative it is gradually increasing. That means tendency to get reduced is gradually increasing, but tendency to get oxidized is gradually decreasing. That means tendency to get reduced is increasing. That means reducing agent ability is decreasing, but tendency to get oxidizing ability is gradually increasing. So you have to remember, as we move down, oxidizing ability increases. As we move down, reducing ability decreases. This was three important applications of electrochemical series. I will click the pics and then I will post. After this, we have to study whether the reaction will be feasible or not. In my earlier video also I have told, can you place a silver rod in silver nitrate solution? What will you do? Since it is a silver rod, silver will get oxidized, silver rod will get oxidized, and we have kept them in copper sulfate solution, so there are copper ions, so that means copper will get reduced. What will we do? We will simply find out the EMF of the cell. If the EMF of the cell comes out to be positive, we can say that we cannot store a silver rod in copper sulfate solution. If it comes out to be negative, that means we can easily store. I will give you a few more questions of this type of. Next important, very very important topic which you have to do in this is Nernst equation and derivation of Nernst equation. What do we mean by Nernst equation? Nernst equation is simply an equation which relates the EMF of the cell with concentration of the ions. अब तक जो हम बात कर रहे थे, we were talking about EMF of the cells. We simply say electrode potential of cathode minus electrode potential of anode. We were assuming that the concentration of the two ions, that is zinc rod dipped in zinc sulfate and copper rod dipped in copper sulfate, is 1 m. If it is 1 m, the electrode potential simply comes out to be EMF is equal to electrode potential of cathode minus electrode potential of anode. Suppose the concentration of the two solution is not 1 m. If it is not 1 m, we derive a new important equation which is called Nernst equation. The derivation of Nernst equation I will try to explain you in this video. You have to very closely see, then only you will be able to understand. I have taken a zinc rod dipped in zinc sulfate. So I have simply taken a zinc plus copper ions. I have simply written the equation zinc plus copper ions giving you zinc ions and copper. If you want, we write down the Nernst equation in general. It is given by, in general, we talk about Nernst equation for putting zinc rod into zinc. We will write down separately for anode, we will write down separately for cathode, and then we will subtract cathode from anode. In order to write down for this, we can write down EMF of zinc ion changing into zinc is equal to E naught. This is the standard electrode potential of zinc ions changing into zinc minus RT upon NF, where R is the gas constant, T is the temperature, N is number of electrons lost by the anode and gained by the cathode, F is Faradays, that is 96500 coulomb, log of concentration of zinc divided by concentration of zinc ions. If you very clearly see, if I make a square brackets, it is understood that it is molar concentration. Similarly, I am going to write down for copper rod, that is for the cathode. We can write down EMF of copper ions. After putting this value, I am further solving this. EMF of zinc ions changing into zinc is E naught of zinc ions changing into minus. Now R की value हम value put कर ले रहे हैं, that is 8.314. Temperature you know is 298 kelvins. N, zinc is losing 2 electrons and copper is gaining 2 electrons too. F is 96500 coulombs. Zinc is log of zinc का concentration divided by zinc ions. When we put all these constants, we multiply with 8.314 into 298 divided by 2 into 96. This comes out after multiplying and dividing, it comes out to be 0.0591 upon N. Ni, we know, we can take N in general equation, and since here it is 2, we are putting it 2. क्या किया है हमने? We simply multiplied 8.314 को 298 से multiply करके divided it by 2 into 965. तो divide और multiply करने के बाद वो final value आ जाती है 0.0591 log of zinc over zinc ions. Now since we know that in the solid state zinc, it is a solid, it will be equal taken to unity equal to 1. So our final equation comes out to be E naught of zinc ions changing into zinc is equal to E naught of zinc ions electrode potential of this minus 0.0591 upon N, that is of log of 1 divided by zinc ion. Let this be equation number 1. Similarly, we can write down for copper ions also. That will be electrode EMF of copper ions changing into copper is equal to standard electrode potential of copper ions changing into copper minus 0.0591 upon 2 log of 1 upon copper ions. Let this be equation 2. Next, what I am doing, since electrode potential is cathode minus anode, I am simply subtracting 2 minus 1. If you subtract 2 minus 1, this comes out to be EMF of the cell will be given as E naught of copper ions changing into copper minus E naught of zinc ions changing into zinc minus 0.0591 upon N, that is 2 is constant, it is common. तो हमने common को बाहर निकाल दिया, my log of zinc ions का concentration divided by copper ions का concentration. So your final equation becomes EMF is equal to E naught of the cell. What is this? E naught of copper ions dipped into copper minus E naught of zinc ions into zinc is equal to E naught of the cell. हम उसको ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं, EMF is equal to E naught of the cell minus 0.0591 upon, यहाँ नीचे N होना चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर हम एक जनरल इक्वेशन लिख रहे हैं, यहाँ पर 2 है क्योंकि जिंक 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स लूज कर रहा है, कॉपर 2 गेन कर रहा है, तो इट इज 0.0591 अपॉन 2 की बजाय हमें लिखना चाहिए N log of zinc ions का concentration over copper ions का concentration. वी इन जनरल अगर हमें लिखना हो नर्स्ट इक्वेशन, यू कैन वेरी क्लियरली सी EMF is equal to E naught of the cell minus 0.0591 upon n log of एनोड का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन डिवाइडेड बाय कैथोड का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन. आप जब न्यूमेरिकल्स करोगे तो खाली जिंक और कॉपर के न्यूमेरिकल्स नहीं होंगे. देयर विल बी डिफरेंट सेल्स इन विच डिफरेंट आयंस विल बी कैथोड एनोड. तो आपको याद क्या रखना है, व्हाट इज नर्स्ट इक्वेशन. अगर हम लिखें तो इट इज EMF इज इक्वल टू E naught of the cell. What is E naught of the cell? E naught of the cell is E naught of copper ions dipped into copper, that is cathode, minus E naught of zinc ions dipped into zinc, that means anode, minus 0.05. अगर हम माइनस ले रहे हैं तो 0.0591 अपॉन एन लॉग ऑफ एनोड ओवर कैथोड. अगर हम यहाँ पर पॉजिटिव ले रहे हैं तो इट बिकम्स कैथोड ओवर एनोड. सो फाइनल इक्वेशन एक याद कर लीजिए, EMF इज इक्वल टू E नॉट ऑफ द सेल प्लस 0.0591 अपॉन एन. अगर हम प्लस ले रहे हैं तो इट इज लॉग ऑफ कैथोड ओवर एनोड. अगर हम माइनस ले रहे हैं तो इट इज लॉग ऑफ एनोड ओवर कैथोड. एन इज नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स लॉस्ट बाय द एनोड गेन्ड बाय द कैथोड. E naught is, what is E naught? Is the standard reduction potential of cathode minus anode. Cathode and anode का जो हम कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ले रहे हैं वो मोलर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन होगा. जब हम न्यूमेरिकल सॉल्व करेंगे तो हम आराम से देखेंगे कि कॉन्सेंट्रेशंस दी होंगी. अगर आप नीचे ध्यान से देखिए, आई हैव सॉल्व्ड वन सिंपल न्यूमेरिकल. एट द बॉटम आई हैव सॉल्व्ड वन सिंपल एप्लीकेशन ऑफ नर्स्ट इक्वेशन. एक सिंपल सेल दिया हुआ है और आपसे EMF ऑफ द सेल पूछा गया है. तो नर्स्ट इक्वेशन के न्यूमेरिकल्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हैं. एवरी ईयर वन इक्वेशन, वन क्वेश्चन ऑफ नर्स्ट इक्वेशन इज always asked. This was one simple question. Now I'll click the pics. I have solved 3 to 4 different questions of Nernst equation. Solution मैंने कर दिया है. आप उसे देखेंगे, आप उसे खुद करेंगे, and then if you have any problem you will ask me. 2 to 3 different, that I'll click the pics and I'll send you 2 to 3 different questions that I have given. How do we find out this? Next important topic is what is the relationship between E naught of the cell and delta G. अब इसका डेरिवेशन आपके कोर्स में नहीं है तो आपको सिंपली वैल्यू याद करनी है क्योंकि न्यूमेरिकल्स में डेल्टा जी पूछा जाएगा. तो डेल्टा जी इज इक्वल टू, विच इज एक्चुअली वर्क डन, will be given as electrical work done will be given as minus NF E naught of the cell. N is number of electrons gained or lost by the anode, gained by the cathode. F is Faraday's, that is 96500 coulomb. E naught of the cell you know is standard reduction potential of cathode minus standard reduction potential of anode. हम डेल्टा जी को केसी से भी रिलेट कर सकते हैं. डेल्टा जी इज इक्वल टू -2.303 RT log KC. ओके, नेक्स्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट डेरिवेशन विच आई एम गोइंग टू टेल यू is about relationship between equilibrium constant and E naught of the cell. Relationship between equilibrium constant, उठा लिए मैंने, अरे उठा लिए. Relationship between equilibrium constant and E naught of the cell. You have to pay attention, then only you will be able to understand it. First of all, if for a long period the current is flowing, you know what is the function of the salt bridge. What is actually happening in an electrochemical cell? Zinc is getting oxidized to zinc ions, copper is getting reduced to copper ions, and the salt bridge, that means the concentration of zinc is getting reduced, that means concentration of zinc is gradually increasing. zinc ions की concentration बढ़ रही है एनोड में, copper ions की concentration घट रही है कैथोड में. कुछ समय बाद जब concentration zinc ions की बहुत कम हो जाएगी और copper ions की बहुत कम हो जाएगी, the system will come into an equilibrium and the current will stop flowing. In that case, EMF of the cell will become equal to 0. EMF of the cell, if it becomes equal to 0, that means we can write down 0 is equal to E naught of the cell minus 0.0591, ये नर्स्ट इक्वेशन से निकाला हमने, अपॉन n log of, ये हमने ऑलरेडी किया हुआ है, जिंक आयंस ओवर कॉपर. ना इफ यू हैव अ सिंपल इक्वेशन, हम Kc की वैल्यू कैसे लिखते हैं? हम लिखते हैं जिंक आयंस का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन इंटू कॉपर डिवाइडेड बाई जिंक इंटू कॉपर आयन. तो हम इस पार्ट को ये जो लॉग ऑफ कैथोड ओवर एनोड है या लॉग ऑफ एनोड ओवर कैथोड है को हम इजिली रिप्लेस कर सकते हैं Kc से. So now your equation becomes E0 is equal to E naught of the cell minus 0.0591 upon N log of zinc ions concentration. Log of zinc ions over copper ions को हम log Kc लिख सकते हैं. From here we derive that log Kc is equal to E naught of the cell into N divided by 0.0591. This is again a very very important derivation. In this chapter, the numericals which you get are mainly based on your formulas. Lot of formulas up till now we have derived. This is again another formula. You will be given E naught of the cell, either you will have, or you will be given potentials of cathode and anode, and you will have to find Kc. First of all, you will find log Kc. After finding log Kc, you will find out its anti-log, that will give you the value of Kc. So what will happen if the current is flowing for a longer period? If the current is flowing for a longer period, zinc is getting oxidized, copper ions are being reduced. So the concentration of zinc ions is gradually increasing, concentration of copper ions is gradually decreasing. After some time, what will happen? The current will stop flowing and the system will reach to an equilibrium. अगर हम इक्विलिब्रियम पे पहुंच गए तो हम कैसे लिखेंगे? जिंक प्लस कॉपर आयंस गिविंग यू जिंक आयंस एंड कॉपर. और हम इस इक्वेशन के लिए डबल हेडेड एरोज लगा लेंगे क्योंकि इक्विलिब्रियम आ गया. हम इस डबल हेडेड इस इक्वेशन से क्या निकाल रहे हैं? हम Kc की वैल्यू निकाल ले रहे हैं. Kc की वैल्यू क्या होती है? प्रोडक्ट ऑफ कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट्स डिवाइडेड बाई प्रोडक्ट ऑफ कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ द रिएक्टेंट्स. तो मैंने यहाँ पर सिंपली Kc की वैल्यू निकाल ली है इसके लिए. और अब हम फिर वापस अपने नर्स्ट इक्वेशन पे आ गए हैं. वहाँ आप देखिए तो EMF ऑफ द सेल बिकम्स इक्वल टू 0. तो मैंने EMF को 0 लगा दिया. तो इट बिकम्स 0 इज इक्वल टू E नॉट ऑफ द सेल माइनस 0.0591 अपॉन लॉग ऑफ. अगर हम यहाँ ध्यान से देखें और हम इस वैल्यू को हटा दें क्योंकि ये कॉपर है और ये जिंक है, तो हम इसको आराम से लिख सकते हैं जिंक ओवर कॉपर. और ये जिंक ओवर कॉपर को हम रिप्लेस कर सकते हैं किससे? Kc से. तो फाइनल इक्वेशंस जो आपकी आ जाएगी दैट विल बी गिवन एज लॉग Kc इज इक्वल टू E naught of the cell into N by 0.0591. All these numericals are very very important. Now next I am going to tell you, we had talked about Kohlrausch's law. Okay? In Kohlrausch's law I told you that every ion at infinite dilution, I am defining Kohlrausch's law once again. At infinite dilution, every ion of an electrolyte contributes separately towards molar conductivity. लैम्डा एम इन्फिनिटी अगर मुझे लिखना है किसी वीक इलेक्ट्रोलाइट का, अगर मैं लिखती हूँ लैम्डा एम ऑफ एसिटिक एसिड, तो हम नहीं लिख सकते हैं इट इज़ एसिटेट आयंस प्लस एच आयन. बट लैम्डा एम इन्फिनिटी ऑफ एसिटेट आयंस प्लस लैम्डा एम इन्फिनिटी ऑफ एच आयंस हम आराम से लिख सकते हैं. एप्लीकेशंस ऑफ कोलराशस लॉ हमने डिस्कस किए थे. सबसे पहला एप्लीकेशन था कि हम ग्राफ से नहीं डिराइव कर सकते हैं किसी भी वीक इलेक्ट्रोलाइट की लैम्डा एम इन्फिनिटी, तो हम उसे कोलराशस लॉ से डिटरमाइन कर सकते हैं. Number 2 was how do we find out the value of alpha, that is dissociation constant, dissociation degree of dissociation, that was lambda m at a definite concentration divided by lambda m infinity. Third important application of Kohlrausch's law was to find out the equilibrium constant. Kc is given by C alpha square divided by 1 minus alpha. Now I am going to tell you about a numerical, how do we solve numericals of Kohlrausch's law. In Kohlrausch's law, we follow the Hess's law of constant heat summation. If you remember, class 11th में आपने Hess's law of constant heat summation किया था. उसमें अगर आप आपकी बुक में एक सॉल्व्ड न्यूमेरिकल है, 3 आयंस की मोलर कंडक्टिविटी, 3 कंपाउंड्स की मोलर कंडक्टिविटी दी होती है. सपोज HCl की दी हुई है, एसिटिक एसिड की दी हुई है और सोडियम एसिटेट की दी है. ठीक है. और आप उसमें प्लस माइनस करके, मल्टीप्लाई डिवाइड प्लस माइनस करके किसी तरीके से आप कहाँ पहुँचेंगे जिसकी आपको मोलर कंडक्टिविटी निकालनी है. तो जो चीज़ आपने इक्वेशन के साथ की है वही चीज़ आप किसके साथ करते हैं? अपनी वैल्यूज़ के साथ भी करते हैं. एंड देन यू फाइंड आउट द वैल्यू. आपकी बुक में सॉल्व्ड न्यूमेरिकल एक दिया हुआ है फॉर HCl सोडियम एसिटेट, उसको आप देखेंगे. देन आई हैव सॉल्व्ड वन दिस न्यूमेरिकल, अनसॉल्व्ड न्यूमेरिकल है, आपकी बुक में नहीं है. दिस आई हैव सॉल्व्ड. आई क्लिक अ पिक ऑफ दिस एंड देन यू विल ऑल गो थ्रू इट. समझ में आ रहा है तो वेल, अगर नहीं समझ में आ रहा है तो यू हैव टू आस्क मी. जो भी चीज़ें हैं जो हम पढ़ा रहे हैं, अगर आपको नहीं समझ में आ रही है कोई चीज़, तो यू हैव टू आस्क एंड अगेन. दिस न्यूमेरिकल, दिस पिक आई विल पोस्ट इन माई. Okay. Next, I will be giving you 10 to 15 numericals of different topics. Up till now, we have talked about Faraday's first law, second law, conductivity, molar conductivity, equivalent conductivity. बहुत सारे formulas हमने derive कर लिए. अभी हम इसके बाद हम कुछ questions Nernst equation पे करेंगे. Delta G की value पे numericals आते हैं. Find out the value of delta G. Then numericals come on finding the value of equilibrium constant, that is Kc.